But anyway, baseball in Beverly went on. The trouble was that that '08 season would really be the last for Madden's team, and it was the last for Peabody's Field, because Henry Peabody wanted the city to buy it. He'd offered it to him at a fairly bargain price, I think $26,000 for the 15 acres. But all through 1908, the folks in City Hall, they dithered and dathered and debated, and the editor of the Beverly Times was all for the purchase. So naturally, the editor of the Weekly Citizen was against it. And then in December of '08, Henry Peabody died. And the successor trustee, by the next spring, was cutting 5 streets through the ballpark. So Beverly in 1909 was without a baseball field. The only ball field in town was Lovett's Field, which was in North Beverly, where Henry's Market is now. And that was the home of the Sunday School League. Now, the Sunday School League, it sounds very genteel, but it was not a children's league. It was a league for older teens and young men. The only requirement was that they had to be a member, an active member of the church that sponsored the team. I think 5 Beverly churches sponsored teams, and the 6th one was the Wenham Church. Now, it all sounds very genteel, the Sunday School League. They charged 10 cents admission, and apparently the league was rife with rhubarbs and fights. It finally got so bad that the league's directors had to bring in a hard-fisted new umpire to restore order. So when a player got in the umpire's face, the umpire's fist would get in the player's face, and that ended the argument. So things calmed down a bit. But that was all the baseball, pretty much, that there was in Beverly in 1909 and 10. Even the high school didn't have a team in '09 because they had no place to play. Till finally, they developed what's now Cooney Field on the grounds of the Poor Farm. And so by 1911, Beverly had a ball field again, and they had actual teams again. And in 1919, there was a famous game that was played at Cooney Field, featuring Babe Ruth. Now, back then, a number of players, and especially Babe Ruth, liked to make money in the off season by forming these pickup teams that would go around and play and charge admission and make some extra money, because the salaries back then weren't, of course, all that great. So Babe Ruth had formed a team in 1919, which he called the Red Sox Independents. The fact of the matter was that they didn't, have as much trademark protection back then, so he just appropriated the name with the Red Sox Independents, and he played, and he got Stuffy to play, and a guy named Sheehan, who'd also played on Madden's team, and several other big league ball players. So they came to the Beverly Athletic Field in October of 1919. And the Beverly team had broken up by that time, of course, with players had gone back to college or whatever. So they got a team from Marblehead to come over and play the Red Sox Independents. Of course, about 1,500 people, the paper said, showed up, all anxious to see if the Babe could hit a home run. And Babe hit his home run, so the people got what they came to see, and the reporter who covered the game said that Stuffy McGinnis, who's no stranger to Beverly fans, did good hitting. And of course, it wasn't more than a month or two later when Harry Frazee sold Babe Ruth to the Yankees. So that was his last time the local fans got to see him play in a local uniform. And throughout the 20s and 30s and 40s, Beverly had baseball teams. In the late 40s, there was a junior team called the Stars, which did very well. And in the 1960s, Dick Bresnahan managed the Beverly Recs, and that's R-E-C-S, not W-R-E-C-K, because they had sponsorship from the Beverly Recreation Department, and they played in the North Shore League and played at Cooney Field.